Hello, everyone. Welcome to LexTalk, World's talk show presented by Clickaway Creators. Today, we have Mr. Ehsan with us. Mr. Ehsan holds more than a decade of experience as an in-house lawyer now. And principally, his domain of expertise is in the startup ecosystem, if I'm not wrong, and being associated with senior contract specialist for Divar. I hope that's how you pronounce it, Divar. He also holds a strong business sense and commitment. He's recognized for providing remarkable legal support and guidance for small to mid-sized business. We have a lot to understand about Mr. Ehsan, and I'll pass the baton to him so that he can explain about himself in a better way. But before that, let's welcome him. So, hello, Mr. Ehsan. How are you doing?
Hello, fine, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you for joining us. It's our pleasure. I mean, you getting some time out for the session. It's really a pleasure. All right. As you see that, I've tried my level best to cover something about you in my words, but it's not enough. So if we can start understanding before, from your corporate angle of your life, like what's your role as the senior legal specialist in Divar?
As a senior legal specialist in Divar, I work in a team that is in a close cooperation with the senior management of the company. The team is responsible for handling day-to-day legal issues, mainly focused on the drafting contracts. To put it simply, my roles and responsibilities drops in 6 categories, which includes supporting other teams in negotiations, legal-wise, of course, ensuring that sufficient and proper legal terms are applied in the contract, understanding stakeholders' requirements in a project, and preparing agreement accordingly, and overview the contract execution process. Also preparing legal reports for presentation to CEO and board members, preparing legal documents, terms and conditions of the product, SLAs, and finally, I can say corporate governance.
Okay, that's a lot of things. I mean, that's a beautiful role that you have in Divar. You have been part of so many things, and now hence so many legal issues that you have worked on. If I can ask you, if you can describe the most complex legal issue that you worked by far, and what were the complexity right there, if you can tell us about it.
Actually, my hands are a little bit tied to answer that question because of the NDA, as you are aware of. But from general point of view, if I want to pinpoint one issues, I can say the complexity and challenging issues in the startup ecosystem in Iran is regulations. Mostly startups step in the area that there's no regulation in it. I can give you tons of examples regarding that, from online taxi to cryptocurrencies. How we approach it, how I approach it, the first step is benchmarking. We review other countries, how they treated that issues, how they address that issues, and we review their regulations. Then after this part, after benchmarking is complete, we review already existed regulation and laws, what Iran have regarding that issues. Then we try to reconcile the existing laws and regulation to that area. And finally, we try to propose a regulation draft to competent authorities to pass it. And we negotiate to authorities and government to cover that area. To be fair, the approach of Iranian government have been very improved, and they are becoming very supportive in this area. I can give you an example regarding this. The Iranian Stock Exchange Organization recently passed the sandbox regulation for fintech area. So with this regulation, you can test your idea in the sandbox environment, and if it's successful, you can negotiate with the government regarding the drafting the regulation in that area. So it's been improving.
Okay, I mean, I understand the reason why you can't really explain the case, but in a generic sense, yeah, that's a beautiful way to present it. Because you're an in-house counselor, I mean, I also want in-house lawyers first to mention. I want to understand your business sense. I mean, why do in-house lawyers need to have business sense? So that's my first question. And do they really need that for working as an in-house lawyer?
Mhm. That's a very good question. To answer that, let's first talk about what is business sense.
Mm-hmm.
The Cambridge Dictionary defined it as understanding of the ways in which business works successfully.
Mm-hmm.
So with this definition shows how important that the business sense is. There is always a gap between owner of the business view and expectations and lawyers' understanding of the business.
Mm-hmm.
The in-house lawyer should try to remove that gap.
Mm-hmm.
He or she should delete that gap.
Mm-hmm.
When a negotiation is in process or a contract needs to be drafted or a framework or terms and conditions for a product needs to be drafted, the first step for an in-house lawyer is to understand that what is the product and what is the service it is.
Mm-hmm.
What's the stakeholder wants from the customers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So maybe the in-house lawyer needs to be a businessman first and then a lawyer. It's important for the in-house lawyer to have an in-depth knowledge of the product and services, vision and mission of the company, business model of the product and the company.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fair question to ask how to gain and learn such a skills.
Mm-hmm.
To learn such a skills, you need to know the business inside out. For example, if you want to draft a contract for digital marketing, you need to know what is CPC contract, what is cost per click contract is. You need to talk to your coworkers. You need to understand what they want, what they do in digital marketing, how they interface with legal issues, understand the business model. And when you gain such skills and such ability, you will understand the requirement of the business owner properly and perfectly. I just read an article regarding this, and the author perfectly said that it's important to speak to the business in the language of the business.
That's very beautifully written.
Yeah. So that's it.
Great. Cool. No, that's really wonderful. I mean, so the answer basically is yes. I mean, as you said that before being
of
a
course.
in-house lawyer, you have to be a sort of have a business sense. It is really mandatory right there. All right. I have another question, but I'll not really ask it right now. I'll ask it. I'll make it the last question. That's about I mean about the cycle of a product. Anyways, because you were mentioning it right here, but let's move further. Being part of a startup.
Okay.
And it's a startup culture is a technology oriented culture. We all know that. In the era of technology, or I should say in the era of legal technology, the law tech era, how ready is the Iranian startup and legal ecosystem to use sort of such technology like legal technology?
Considering the evolution of industries and maturity of digital law, and of course the COVID-19 situation that we all having dealing with the situation, the tendency of business in Iran to use a technology-based solution is increasing, of course. And the legal system in Iran is no exceptions. Solutions such as digital signature, online identity validations, and smart contracts in the blockchain are trending in the world and also in Iran. And startups ecosystem in Iran are keener to use such legal technology for their product, as they are, of course, more secure and agile. But as there is always a but. But the contrary regulation system has not been able to evolve as fast as the business needs to. But I think it's bound to happen sooner or later. Maybe in the near future we are going to live in metaverse soon. And when a community is formed, you need the laws and regulation for that community to avoid chaos. Smart contracts are already being made in the blockchain. And maybe in the future you need to be present in a court in the metaverse. So probably you heard that the first marriage happened in metaverse recently, and two people got married in metaverse. So the needs and the technology and the willingness already existed. So you cannot close your eyes on it, and the government should adopt it with it.
So it's on the evolutionary way, basically.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Yeah. Now I was talking about the last question. I mean, you were also mentioning about the role of in-house lawyer in the product. So let's be specific with that now. What do you think? What's the role, or what do you think? What do you really face? What do you experience? What's the role of an in-house lawyer in the life cycle of a product, a pre-execution, post-execution, or a service, let's say?
Yeah. If we break the product life cycle into 4 steps, as a startup of forming the idea, the growth period, maturity, and finally, maybe that's happened, the failure or decline. In each steps, the in-house lawyer can play a specific and essential roles. In the forming area, from the beginning of the stage and from the time an idea is formed, you need a legal consultancies and to consider legislative condition of the country and figure out of alignment of regulation with your idea. You need to recognize gaps and obstacles, adapt your idea to the situation if required. Then when you want to launch your product, your services, the stage that your idea is not only a what if idea and you are ready to launch, startups needs to raise funds. You need to negotiate with VCs, venture capitals, and angel investors. So you need a contract. There are lots of questions raising in this stage. How much money do you need? What are the exit plans? What are the rules and responsibility of co-founders or founders? After this stage, in the growth period, your product is going to quickly engage into the large market of customers. So you require contracts also. Contract management is a key role here and may boost your business if it's in a correct way. Of course, it also helps you to prevent future litigation. And next steps is maturity. When you pass the growth level and your business is getting mature, now legal needs also reach maturity and become a day-to-day needs. You will go for more contract negotiation in the field of marketing, NDAs, non-compete, data sharing, IPs, legal counsel comes up from board members, as does the creation of the policies and workflows as inside the company, as the compliance and regulation inside the company. A company is like a baby, it's need caring. It's growing, and you need a regulation and compliance for a company to run it smoothly. And the final stage that maybe you face is failure. It happens with good rates, actually. In this stage, you need to close your business. As the in-house lawyer, he or she can help you to fill out the necessary documents. By legally dissolving your business, you prevent future challenges and even responsibility.
That's right.
The in-house lawyer should help you to cancel all the license and permit that you already gained.
So basically, it's the involvement of an in-house lawyer is at every point. I mean, that's the reason I asked you very specifically, like pre-production. I mean, pre-execution, then in execution, then post-execution, and then you said it's all dissolving. It's like when you're really exiting out of the market. Then also in-house lawyer is right there. Exactly. Beautiful. I mean, it has been a beautiful session, especially I believe for the startup culture and for even the new in-house counselors who are coming up. Last question that I would ask you, Mr. Ehsan, where can the viewers find you if they want to touch base with you?
Okay, I have an account on LinkedIn. I'm not very active on Instagram actually.
Mhm.
So I have an account on a LinkedIn with my name.
All right. So I will we'll put the LinkedIn handle in the description below. Our viewers can really find it right there, and bombard him with some questions, and you can touch base with Mr. Ehsan. He's a really
Okay.
he's having a helping hand right there. So, but we'll not let you go without thanking you. So thank you very much,
You're
Mr.
welcome.
Ehsan, for sharing such
It's my
great
pleasure.
insights with us. It's our pleasure to have you, by the way, and we look forward to having a great chat with you again in the future on some other trending topics in the international legal industry as well. And for our viewers, if you like this chat with Mr. Ehsan, I want you to like this video, share this video, and click on that red button and subscribe to Click Away Creators YouTube channel to appreciate what we do. And you have more coming in from industry leaders, from legal industry leaders like Mr. Ehsan. This was Sagar for LexTalk World signing off. Thank you very much.